The wrestling world is absolutely buzzing right now with one of the most explosive rumors to hit Monday Night Raw in recent memory, and if you're a fan of The Vision or Bron Breakker, then you need to hear this because everything is about to change. Word on the street is that Bron Breakker, the powerhouse who has been writing alongside The Vision, might be planning the ultimate act of betrayal on the upcoming Raw event, and trust me when I say this could reshape the entire landscape of Monday Night Raw as we know it. Before we dive deep into all the shocking details and what this means for everyone involved, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you don't want to miss a single update on this developing story. The rumors started circulating after last week's Raw episode when eagle-eyed fans noticed some incredibly subtle tension between Bron Breakker and other members of The Vision. Now, for those who might need a quick refresher, The Vision has been one of the most dominant factions on Raw for months now, steamrolling through competition and establishing themselves as an unstoppable force. Bron Breakker has been a key component of this group, using his incredible strength and intimidating presence to help The Vision maintain their stranglehold on the Red brand. His alliance with the faction seemed rock solid, but apparently things are not always what they seem in the world of professional wrestling. According to multiple sources close to the WWE production team, there have been discussions backstage about turning Bron Breakker into a singles competitor again, and what better way to re-establish him as a solo threat than by having him turn on his allies in the most shocking way possible. The creative team has allegedly been working on this storyline for weeks, carefully planting seeds during recent episodes that most fans probably didn't even notice. If you go back and watch the last few Raw episodes with this knowledge in mind, you'll start to see little moments where Bron seems frustrated or where there's a slight hesitation in his interactions with other Vision members. The timing of this potential betrayal couldn't be more perfect from a storytelling perspective. The Vision has been riding high, holding multiple championships and controlling virtually every segment they appear in. They've crushed everyone who has dared to stand against them, leaving a trail of broken bodies and shattered dreams in their wake. But as we all know from years of watching professional wrestling, every dominant faction eventually crumbles from within, and it's always the person you least expect who delivers the killing blow. Bron Breakker turning on The Vision would be that nuclear moment that sends shockwaves through the entire WWE Universe. What makes this rumor even more credible is the fact that Bron Breakker has been getting increasingly popular with the WWE fanbase. His matches have been consistently excellent, his promos have improved dramatically, and fans have been clamoring to see him get a legitimate push as a top single star. WWE management has reportedly taken notice of this groundswell of support, and they believe that now is the perfect time to pull the trigger on a Bron Breakker solo run. Breaking away from The Vision in dramatic fashion would instantly establish him as one of the most talked about wrestlers on Monday Night Raw. The specific details of how this betrayal might go down are still murky, but insiders are suggesting that it could happen during a crucial match on the upcoming Raw episode. Picture this scenario: The Vision is in the middle of an important tag team or multi-man match, everything is going according to plan, and then at the most critical moment when his teammates need him most, Bron Breakker simply walks away. Or even worse, he could actively cost them the match by attacking them himself. Imagine the chaos that would ensue if Bron hit his devastating spear on one of his own Vision teammates, standing over their fallen body as the crowd erupts in a mixture of shock and excitement. Another possibility that's been floating around is that Bron might cut a scathing promo on The Vision, explaining that he's been held back by the faction and that he's tired of sharing the spotlight. This would be a classic wrestling angle, but it would be incredibly effective, especially if Bron delivers the promo with real fire and conviction. He could talk about how he's a second-generation superstar with championship pedigree in his blood, coming from the legendary Steiner family, and how he doesn't need a group to define him or his success. The WWE Universe would absolutely eat that up. The reaction from other members of The Vision would obviously be intense. They've built their entire identity around unity and dominance, so having one of their own turn against them would be seen as the ultimate act of disrespect and cowardice in their eyes. This would likely lead to a series of brutal revenge matches where The Vision tries to make an example out of Bron Breakker. But here's where things get interesting. If WWE books this correctly, Bron shouldn't just survive these attacks, he should thrive under the pressure. He should show that he's even more dangerous as a lone wolf than he ever was as part of a group. From a booking perspective, this potential betrayal opens up so many exciting possibilities for Monday Night Raw. You could have Bron feuding with individual Vision members one by one, working his way through the faction until he reaches their leader in a climactic showdown. Each match could be more intense than the last, with Bron proving that his decision to go solo was the right call all along. WWE could even bring in some surprise allies for Bron, other wrestlers who have been victims of the Vision's reign of terror and who are eager to see the faction destroyed from within. The championship implications of this betrayal are also worth considering. If Bron Breakker is indeed breaking away from the Vision to pursue singles glory, then it's only logical that he would set his sights on championship gold. Whether that's the Intercontinental Championship, the United States Championship, or even eventually the World Heavyweight Championship, Bron going after titles as a singles competitor would create fresh and exciting matchups. Imagine Bron Breakker challenging for a major title at one of the big upcoming pay-per-view events, with his former Vision teammates trying to sabotage his championship aspirations every step of the way. What's particularly intriguing about this rumor is how it fits into the larger narrative structure that WWE has been building on Raw. The show has been in need of a major shakeup, something to change the status quo and create new storylines heading into the next major pay-per-view cycle. A Bron Breakker betrayal would be exactly the kind of shocking moment that generates buzz on social media, gets people talking on podcasts and YouTube channels, and most importantly brings lapsed fans back to Monday Night Raw to see what happens next. WWE knows that moments like these are what wrestling is all about. The internet wrestling community has been dissecting every interaction between Bron and the Vision ever since these rumors started spreading. Fans have been creating detailed threads on social media breaking down body language, analyzing facial expressions, and pointing out moments where Bron seemed disconnected from the group. Whether these observations are accurate or whether fans are just seeing what they want to see remains to be determined, but the fact that people are this invested in the potential storyline shows that WWE would be smart to pull the trigger on it. There's also the question of who would benefit most from this betrayal besides Bron himself. The other members of the Vision would instantly become sympathetic figures in a way, having been stabbed in the back by someone they trusted. This could lead to interesting character development for them as they deal with feelings of betrayal and anger. Some members might become more vicious and paranoid, while others might question whether the faction's methods were what drove Bron away in the first place. Internal conflict within the Vision following the betrayal could make them even more compelling as characters. Another aspect to consider is how this betrayal might affect Bron's character alignment. Would he become a full-fledged babyface hero who the crowd rallies behind, or would he remain a tweener who does things his own way without caring about whether fans love or hate him? Given Bron's natural intensity and aggressive in-ring style, the tweener route might make the most sense. He could be positioned as someone who respects the WWE Universe but isn't going to pander to them or change who he is to get their approval. That kind of authentic character work tends to resonate strongly with modern wrestling audiences. The potential promos that would come out of this storyline are mouth-watering to think about. Imagine the verbal exchanges between Bron and the Vision's leader, with both men trying to justify their positions and tear each other down with words before they inevitably clash in the ring. Bron could talk about how he felt like just another muscle in the group, never getting his moment to shine, always having to follow someone else's vision instead of creating his own path. Meanwhile, the Vision could accuse Bron of being selfish, ungrateful, and too weak to succeed without them protecting him. These kinds of emotionally charged promos are what create truly invested audiences. Looking at WWE's history with faction breakups and betrayals, some of the company's most successful storylines have come from these situations. When a stable member turns on their group, it creates instant drama and gives everyone involved something meaningful to fight for. The key is in the execution and the follow-through. WWE would need to commit to this storyline fully, giving it proper television time and making sure that the matches between Bron and the Vision feel important and consequential. Half-hearted booking would waste the potential of what could be a star-making angle for Bron Breakker. The physicality of the matches following this betrayal should be off the charts. These shouldn't be standard wrestling matches with clean finishes and handshakes afterward. They should be violent, chaotic, and feel like legitimate fights between people who genuinely despise each other. Chairs should be involved, tables should be broken, and both sides should be willing to bend or break the rules to get their revenge or prove their point. That's the level of intensity that would make this feud feel real and keep fans coming back week after week to see what happens next. Social media would absolutely explode if this betrayal happens on the upcoming Raw. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and every other platform would be flooded with clips, reactions, and discussions about what just went down. Wrestling fans love nothing more than a shocking twist that they didn't see coming, and even though this is currently a rumor, if WWE plays their cards right and keeps the actual betrayal under wraps until it happens live on television, the reaction would be incredible. These are the moments that trend worldwide and remind casual observers why professional wrestling is such a unique and compelling form of entertainment. From a business standpoint, this storyline could also help boost Raw's television ratings and WWE's overall engagement metrics. Fans who might have been casually watching or who stepped away from the product would tune back in to see how this drama unfolds. It would give people a reason to watch Raw live rather than just catching highlights later, because nobody wants to miss the moment when Bron potentially strikes or when the Vision gets their revenge. Creating appointment television is more important than ever in today's fragmented media landscape, and compelling storylines like this are how WWE accomplishes that goal. The upcoming Raw event is shaping up to be absolutely must-see television if these rumors have any truth to them. Whether the betrayal happens this week or whether WWE decides to slow burn the tension for a few more episodes, the foundation is clearly being laid for something major involving Bron Breakker and the Vision. This is exactly the kind of storytelling that reminds fans why they fell in love with professional wrestling in the first place. It's drama, it's action, it's characters making difficult choices, and it's the unpredictability of not knowing who to trust or what's going to happen next. As we count down the hours until the next Raw episode, speculation is going to continue running wild. Every backstage segment, every glance between faction members, and every word spoken in promos is going to be analyzed for hidden meaning. That's the beauty of wrestling when it's done right. It gets people thinking and talking and theorizing about where the story is heading. Whether you're Team Bron Breakker or whether you think he should stay loyal to the Vision, there's no denying that this potential storyline has captured the imagination of the WWE Universe in a major way. Make sure you're following all the latest wrestling news and updates because this situation is developing rapidly and new information could drop at any moment. The creative direction of Monday Night Raw could be about to shift dramatically, and Bron Breakker could be positioned as the next breakout star who carries the red brand into its next era. From his incredible athleticism to his undeniable charisma to his family legacy, Bron has all the tools necessary to be a top guy in WWE, and breaking away from the Vision could be the catalyst that launches him into that stratosphere. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on everything happening in the world of WWE because you won't want to miss a single development in this potentially explosive storyline.